It's touch time. Well, 2 spikes is an extravagance. Well, I am about to up the ante with spikes.
Plenty.
The poor ante. But, fortunately, it's not where the spikes are going. But these spikes are going. They may not be going in my butt, but they are going in my back. And also, not happy with spiking my back, Ellie has also chose to spike my neck as well. And I'm about to try out this new piece of apparatus, which she tells me is meant to be therapeutic. That's what she tells me. Yeah. But I'm not entirely convinced by this. So firstly, Ellie, talk us through what I am about to embark upon.
It is a sort of yoga mat that's got lots of tiny plastic spikes on.
Okay. Also, by the way, just a bit of extra drama as well, as if we needed any. We have the window open upstairs. We're upstairs in our bedroom, listeners. The window above us is very windy today.
Well, it's so windy, the wind has opened the window more than we had opened it. So it's very full, and the blind is down and flapping
That's
about.
not how she refers to me, by the way. The blind is down. I've disabled him with some spikes. Oh, that reminds me. Well, actually, we'll keep that in mind. I don't know if I've told that story in the podcast, but I've got a little story that I'll tell you. But I really want to get myself, I don't want to necessarily, but I'm going to get myself down on these spikes. And then we're going to try, what the plan is we're going to try and, well, continue to explain, Ellie, because I've sort of haven't got very far with the explanation. Well, the reason I was mentioning about the wind is you might hear the sounds of commotion, wind-based commotion, and that is what's going on above us. Now, we could have tried to close the window, but I think it just adds maybe an extra something. It kind of adds a kind of cabin-esque feel maybe to it.
Yeah.
Who knows? I thought it might be quite nice, especially for those of you listening in stereo. Okay.
We could have also opened the blind and then it wouldn't be clanging
Again,
around.
she's not referring to me, listeners.
So it's used
well, you might open the blind with this spike implement.
It's used for some sort of meditation purposes, and it's meant to help with your circulation and things like that. So it's got lots of little plastic circles with not super sharp spikes, but they're not blunt either. And then there's a pillow with it that just goes underneath your neck.
Ellie, I think it originally got this for her, and she thought this might be quite a nice little thing for me to have a go on as well. But then when it arrived, she did a little bit of reading up on it, and it turns out that one of the things that if you have diabetes, you're not meant to use it. And Ellie has got diabetes. So for some reason, I don't know why can't you use it if you've got diabetes?
Because if you scratch yourself, diabetes makes it harder for you to fix problems.
So it very much does acknowledge that there will be scratching involved, or at least the potential for skin scratching. So I'm not entirely sure about this. I don't know if... I think Ellie has said she'd bought it essentially for herself and that I could have a go on it, but it seems as if she's bought this thing, then immediately said when it arrived and she looked at all the spikes sticking out and how she says they feel quite sharp to me. I've had a little feel of it just with my fingers. It feels pretty sharp to me. And she immediately said, I'm not allowed to do this because I've got diabetes. She only found out she'd had diabetes as of like 2 months ago, and it's amazing that she can't wash the dishes because of diabetes, apparently. She can't pay the bills because of diabetes. It's incredible what diabetes stops her doing, listeners. So unfortunately, Ellie can't try this. So it's down to me to put myself on this spiky device.
And it does look a bit like a torture device.
Okay.
And also, apparently, it's best if you have skin to mat contact. So you're going to have to take your top off.
So Matthew, are you ready? Matthew Crampton's with us. Yes, David, I'm ready. So I'm going to take my top off.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, I know the next question will be, are we videoing this? Is there a video version of the podcast available? Unfortunately not. Calm yourself down, Olivia. Okay. So I'm taking off.
It's coming off.
Taking off my top now. Listeners, do feel free to sort of add your own sort of piano music or whatever gets you in the mood here. You know, do feel free to pause this, light some candles. I know some people will be like, can we have a slow motion replay of you taking your top off, David? I'm going to take my top off. I've had to put you down on the bed, listeners. I hope you don't mind that. Hopefully that's not rustling. Oh, we've got rustling as well. Hello, Russell. You leave Matthew alone. He's mine. Right, okay. I'm taking off my top. So there it is. That's off. You can do that in slow motion if you really want. I'll also probably have to take off my bottoms because the spiky bit, it seems longer than my back.
Ah.
So maybe this is the disadvantage of not being particularly tall, is that I'm now going to get more spikes in me, and I think the spikes are going to come to fortunately, just before the opening of my backside.
Well.
So I think that's where we're going. Or not going, as it were. So I'm just going to pull my... well, I tell you what, listeners, I'll tell you what I'm wearing. I'm just going to pull my pyjamas down right now, okay? So here we go. They're coming off. I'm doing it one-handed because I'm holding the phone with the other. Okay, this brings you back, doesn't it, Ellie, to I know we are a bit more long distance in our relationship. The old sex phone day. I've got to do it all with one hand, bear in mind, because I've got to hold the phone with the other. Right. You hold the thing. Now, when you hold it...
I'm holding it at the side.
Good, because sometimes she doesn't. We're talking about the microphone here. We're talking about the mobile phone that she's recording on, just in case you think, what's she holding on by the side? So, to add extra complications, I've sort of twisted my back a little bit. I've twisted my neck this morning, so that adds an extra little thing. So if I really don't like this, I'm probably going to find it quite hard to get off it. So, extra level of jeopardy. I don't know if it's worth positioning your phone on the bed as well, Ellie. I was just calling Ellie a listener there. We do a little bit of sexy role play. I'm usually on the bed and I refer to as my listener. Right, so the pillow is now down. So that's a big pillow replete, listeners, with spikes. That will be impaling my neck. I don't think they use the word impaling in the actual write-up.
No.
Oh my goodness. So I'm just feeling this again. So it doesn't matter which way around it goes. Well, obviously, spikes up.
Spike up. I don't know, there's a bit that has fewer spikes at the top, so maybe that goes up near the pillow end.
Okay, so that means, good news, listeners, more spikes going towards the backside.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to be lying on 8,000 spikes.
Yeah.
I don't know if there is a refund policy. I mean, surely they're expecting complaints, Ellie. After all, I'm bound to be a prickly customer. You were probably thinking, where's this going, David?
I was.
That's where it's going, my friends. Well worth it just for that.
I thought you were going to say a pain in the arse. So you are meant to lie on this for like 10 to 15 minutes.
Well, what we're going to do is I'm at the mercy here now, listeners, of you, because I'm going to lie on this spike for as long as it takes to talk about your Facebook posts, all the stuff that's going on with the Facebook group, and also your feedback as well, that's not Brain King related. So I don't know how long I'm going to be on these spikes. It aims for about 20 minutes. We'll see how we go. So you keep an eye on the time there, Ellie. What's the time, Mr. Eagle? Should I guess?
Yeah.
Okay, I think the time is 1:33.
It's 1:41.
Oh, 8 minutes out,
That's
listeners.
not bad.
Not bad, though. So what's the time, Mr. Eagle? Making a little impromptu appearance. Okay, so I'm about to lie down now on the spikes. I really hope that Ellie isn't videoing, because...
You are mostly naked.
Yes, the only bit that isn't naked, essentially, is my knees.
Your feet and your knees.
No, my niece isn't naked. I thought that'd be a bit inappropriate. Okay, so I'm lowering myself on. So do I need to, before I lower, do about here?
You need to go a bit further up, I think.
A bit further up, so the backside's getting a bit more.
Because you've got to...
Bloody hell, the backside is on it.
Yeah.
Bloody hell. Oh my
And you've got the neck.
Oh my goodness me.
And you're getting the phone back.
Oh my goodness. I mean, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. A bit of an anticlimax, really, but it is quite sharp. Yes, I was going to tell you a story about, I don't know if I mentioned this, but when my ex-housemate Ben rang me once, he was in the pub with his friends, and he was inviting me to the pub, and the pub happened to be called the Blind Monkey. Just before I answered, he must have asked someone, where are we? And I answered the phone just as I heard his friend say, the Blind Monkey. And then Ben, because he was a bit noisy, wanted to make sure that he heard him. He said, oh, the Blind Monkey. He said, yeah, the Blind Monkey. So he didn't realise that I'd just answered the phone at that exact moment. So when I answered the phone, the first thing I heard was someone go, the Blind Monkey. The Blind Monkey? Yeah, the Blind Monkey. And I just assumed that that's what Ben referred to me in private. I mean, at one point, I wasn't even sure if he meant to if he'd realised I'd answered the phone or if he'd actually called me. Maybe it was just a bum dial. But anyway, little extra story for you there, everybody. Okay, to the Facebook group.
Margaret has posted, listeners, how many of you use Oh My Goodness regularly? How about Okie Dokie?
Right, hang on a minute. Margaret, I say, oh my goodness, a lot. I will give you that.
You've said it today, getting on the spikes.
Yes, but I don't say okie dokie.
I don't think I do either.
No.
I say righty-ho.
There was, in the very first podcast of the weekly episodes that we did, if you remember, as the 2022, those ones, when we played our game Cassette Roulette, where we go through boxes of cassettes that I amassed from being a childhood recordings. Do you remember I came across that hospital radio show?
Yeah.
And there I would say okie dokie or okie doke, but I don't say it now.
Maybe she's been listening to the back catalogue. Margaret goes on to say, I've said the latter for years, but I feel that the former has only crept into my speech thanks to David. So she's not suggesting...
that I'm saying it.
Maybe you let me read the comment.
Well, he's added a nice little offshoot. And now people are going to want to go back and listen to that. Oh, by the way, this is getting a bit more now. There is there's a spike that's particularly making it...
Where's it spiking?
Around the backside.
Okay.
Yes.
My friends here in the USA must be perplexed when they hear it with my ridiculous imitation Teesside accent. Steve says, I found myself using my friend at the end of conversations with complete strangers.
Where are they getting this from?
You use my friend all the time.
I do. I say my friend a lot, but when do I say it on the... Do I say it on the podcast? I say my friend.
If there's clips of you talking to people in the audience, you say my friend, because you...
Oh, okay. Fair
use
enough.
it all the time. There's some news on Steve's Le Creuset.
Okay, Le Creuset news. Steve.
Breaking news. Okay. I've had an offer for the porcelain boobs which have been accepted, just waiting for the buyer to complete the sale.
Wonderful. Keep us posted. Slightly unsure how I feel about you reaching out to the Facebook group first and not having it as the David Eagle podcast exclusive. But that sometimes, listeners, this is the kind of lawless territory that you deal with. You know, you create something, you create a podcast, you can't control what the community do. You know, it wouldn't surprise you if they start going behind my back and they just do a spin-off series with all of the people, with Ellie hosting it, and I'm out. That wouldn't surprise me if that's the way we're going. That's probably why she's getting these spikes on me, and I won't be able to move. That's my theory. Anyway.
I've asked when he posts them, will he add a note about their infamy and the general interest in them worldwide?
Yes, because wouldn't it be amazing if the buyer, if they're not listening to the David Eagle podcast, which presumably they're not, because we've advertised this enough now,
that they would have bought it.
That you would have thought they'd have bought it and also have mentioned. But if you are the buyer and you are aware of the David Eagle podcast, do let Steve know. Code phrase, oh my goodness. But wouldn't it be great if they don't listen and Steve happens to mention that they're on the David Eagle podcast and then the Le Creuset buyer keeps in touch with the David Eagle podcast with the Facebook group and gives us little updates on what the Le Creuset has been doing, what Steve's porcelain boobs have been up to.
Well, Olivia says, wouldn't it be brilliant if they started listening to the podcast and then joined this group? Crying with laughter emoji.
Absolutely brilliant. Well, I'm glad you found that concept funny because you've just heard it again, Olivia.
Simon says, it feels like I can hear Stephen Fry narrating the last
Stephen
chapter
Fry? Well, it is a Le Creuset. Well done. Great stuff. You set it up, Simon. I'll knock him down.
Update from Steve. No further contact from the buyer.
Oh, my goodness.
Why make an offer if you're not going to buy?
Absolutely. My goodness, more drama. It's the gift that keeps on giving. Next week, I'm sure we'll have more Le Creuset news there.
Ben says, listening to this week's podcast, you should be able to get an interview with Peter Murrell for the podcast through a combination of his agent and the HMPS media team. It should make for fun listening, sticking to his love of Le Creuset and any other podcast cast matters. And Helen has said, I have a friend who works in the prison service, so I'll message them.
Brilliant. I think this is, we do a lot of time on the podcast, and this is what I love about the Facebook community group, the offshoot projects. It's holding me accountable to these things that I just say, oh yeah, wouldn't it be good if we do that? And then we don't actually do it. And other people reach out. I, Steve, am sort of almost sometimes the equivalent of the supposed Le Creuset buyer. I say, oh yeah, that'll be a good thing. We should definitely do that. And then I just don't get around to it. Yeah. In fairness, because I'm trying to actually do a job and do stuff that earns me money rather than doing a free podcast. But, you know, in my defence, I mean, I am slightly concerned that I'm lying on these spikes now and it's going to incapacitate me. And then I'll have to cancel all the gigs that I've got and the Radio 4 triumvirate.
I mean, the fun thing is you did say you're there for as long as we have to go through the Facebook things, and then you've done a tangent story and lots of other chatting.
That's the kind of professional that you're dealing with. But I love that. So maybe we do need to reach out to Peter Murrell and just see if we can get an interview about why so many Le Creusets.
Well, Helen has also, because you were like, oh, of course you'll have internet access so we can get through him that way. Helen has asked her prison worker friend, saying specifically the SNP chap who was just sentenced, would he likely have access to the internet in prison or not? And her friend said, hi, so access to the internet is not allowed in prison. Wow. Some prisoners will get illegal access through an illegal mobile phone, but I doubt that Peter Murrell has worked out how to do that yet, or has the money or mates in prison to help him. Hope it helps. Smiley face.
Hang on. You can't. Internet's not allowed.
Well, no, because they could still be doing their nefarious deeds.
But surely there's in the prison library, they're allowed a bit of a lot of public internet access. No. But I think they should be allowed public internet access.
David, they're being punished.
Oh, my goodness, we're getting the Ellie's true colours here, aren't we? We're punishing them. It's not about rehabilitation.
Well, if they need education and things, there's books and stuff. But if you've got internet access, if you've been put in prison for accessing indecent images of people,
I'm talking about...
there'd still be ways of doing it.
I'm talking about in a public space. I'm talking about, it can be monitored. Every site that you go on can be monitored, can be tracked. You could, put barriers on certain things. I'm not saying they should be able to use social media, but... I don't see what's wrong about them reading the BBC News website or listening to the David Eagle podcast. Why shouldn't a prisoner be allowed to listen to the David Eagle podcast? It might be the very thing that rehabilitates them. They might listen to this and go, I want to be a part of that Facebook group. It incentivises them to get out of prison. Someone offers them some kind of prison system, handout kind of thing, oh, you want to join our gang type thing? And they might have thought, yes, I am going to do that. It'd be nice to belong to them. And they thought, no, I don't want to belong to that prison gang. I actually want to belong to the David Eagle podcast community group. They listen to the podcast, they fall in love with it more and more, and absolutely fine. They get out and they become an upstanding member of society. Why not that?
Well,
public space.
Johnny Cash did concerts in prison, didn't he? So maybe you do the podcast live.
Maybe we do, and then we could do the David Eagle podcast live in prison while I'm lying on spikes. What could possibly go wrong?
So there is a little bit of, because it was very hot last week. You're right.
Yeah, I was trying to work out whether it was inappropriate to make a joke about me backside.
Yeah, I think you've done enough of those. Because it was very hot, Olivia has put a picture of her butter dish with
my goodness, I forgot what you were going to say there. There's some names for it,
with some slightly melty butter. On a scale of 1 to my butter, how are we all doing this heat? But the reason that I wanted to do this was mainly for Steve's comment. I brought this statue to bring the temperature down in the house, but now I find out it's not the deity I thought it was. That's right, I can't believe it's not Buddha.
Steve.
Claire's put on par with David Eagle.
I mean, fair enough. It's good. There is the Lee Mack podcast where he talks about getting into Buddhism. Yeah. That's called I Can't Believe It's Not Buddha. Which is very good, actually. Listeners, I would very much recommend you to
switch off that. This and go on to Lee Mack.
See, that's another example of someone in prison. Might stumble across, they might have liked Lee Mack, they might have gone, I want a bit of comedy. They stumble across the Buddhist podcast, they do some meditation, they have a bit of time to think about themselves, and the podcast is the road to redemption. And also, there's a lot of prisoners who wouldn't necessarily engage with books, but might engage with educational podcasts. And yes, I use the David Eagle podcast as an example of an education. Think about all the things we've talked about on the podcast. What an education.
Well, it was an education for people last week hearing Fergie butchering the national anthem, because Claire has put the whole USA anthem was cringe-inducing. Bad news, Olivia did not win the lottery with your numbers. Olivia has given us another comment that's going to tie into something that I think we want to be playing for the listeners. So, I can't stand watching football. However, I do always find it fun to open all the windows and listen to the neighbourhood. If you hear whoops and screams of joy, that means England has scored a goal. And if you hear swearing and booing, the opposing team has scored. I find this kind of easy listening a much more convenient way to keep up with current affairs. Football emoji, brackets, football emoji. Simon says, lucky you, as a footy fan, the increase in stress levels are definitely not worth it. And this was being posted as last night England were playing the Democratic Republic of Congo.
The Democratic Republic of the Congo, as they said in America. The announcer said, I assumed it was Democratic Republic of Democratic Republic of Congo. Anyway.
Bongo and bongo, you drink it in the Congo.
I was doing quantum jump.
I don't know.
Congo. I'm
going to have to look this up.
And how are you going to, I don't know how you're going to write that.
Well,
it's called quantum jump, I think.
It's just
I'm going to hope this isn't like sort of racist propaganda that I'm now spouting.
There's not a song called Quantum Jump. There's an album called Quantum Jump.
So
Captain Boogaloo, Over Rio, Lone Ranger, No American Starship.
Lone Ranger.
Okay.
Try Lone Ranger. So it goes, hiya, you wakataka wakatari wongo, hagataka haere haide higa hongo. Yeah, so on.
Okay. I think there might be...
Has it got the lyrics on?
Yeah.
What's the lyrics then?
Tau mata wakatange hanga koyako. I can't read that. I think it's meant to be a Native American language.
Oh, okay.
Because it's Lone Ranger. But that's not what we were going to play for you.
No. Okay. How long have I done on these spikes?
Oh.
This will show you just how much editing there's been, listeners.
It's now 2:04. So we've done like 25 minutes.
Okay, that's about enough. So
Okay.
is it time to... before I take myself off the spikes, so we're on 41 members before. How many members are we on now?
43.
I'm not sure if we're on 41. Maybe we're on 43.
41.
Okay, we've gone up two.
But you wanted me to play a clip for
I'm going to do that. Let me get off the spikes.
Fine.
Okay, so I'm getting off the spikes now, listeners. Here we go. I'm just hoping there's not going to be like a ripping sound as I do.
It's going to stick into your back as you get up.
You can let me know how my back looks. And maybe...
What if I took a photo of...
Do you want to take a photo? Well, that means I've got to cover my...
I'll cover... I'll
Cover
do a
me.
picture of the spikes going into your neck. There we go. I'm not going to do a full body picture.
Okay. Sorry, if you want a bit extra, that's how we can make the money. All right. So there. If you're a good boy, you'll get out of prison and then you can get yourself on the internet. Right. Here we go.
Peel yourself up.
Here we go. It's quite difficult. Oh, bloody hell. Oh my bloody... the bloody hell.
Moved it from underneath you.
Oh.
Oh my God.
Have you got a photo there?
You're kind of at the wrong angle for me.
Quick, because we're all...
If you turn this way, bring me your bow. Oh my God.
Oh my
my
backside is...
Oh.
Okay.
Oh my. A constellation of holes.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah, I think maybe 10 minutes in the future, and that'll teach you for rambling.
Yeah, it's like she's done it deliberately. The more you ramble, the more your back's going to be impaled. I've enjoyed that. I hope you have too, listeners.
Spikes.
Oh, but I am now scratching my backside because that is very spiked. Oh, right. I'm putting my clothes back on. Fun over, listeners. Just when you thought it couldn't get any more exciting, we're now going to head downstairs. I'm not putting the spikes anywhere near there, by the way. What are you going to do? We're going to head downstairs because we are going to do another cold brew herbal tea. Okay, you join us in the kitchen. We're about to do a herbal tea, and this comes courtesy of listener Andy. He got us some teas as a present, and one of the teas has gone down extremely well, and that was Tea Pigs, is it?
Yeah.
Tea Pigs, licorice and peppermint, and we've only had it hot so far, but we are going to have it cold brewed. I'm not sure if we review it. I mean...
I don't think this is an official.
No, I don't think it's official. I like sometimes extracurricular tea drinking. It's just there in the background. So hopefully you appreciate that, listeners. We'll tell you if we recommend it. It might be absolutely horrible cold brewed. It has happened before, where a tea that has been horrible hot has been lovely cold. So potentially, that was the chocolate mint from, I can't remember, but a David Eagle podcast archivist under the Tea Pigs. So they might have form here. Maybe they're incapable of producing a tea that is wonderful hot and cold. So then maybe that's we're going to find out that is the Tea Pigs way.
Well, I know we're not reviewing it, but the smell is very fresh.
Oh, yeah, it'd be difficult not to give that a 10.
Oh, this is really nice.
Oh, she's tasted it as well. The smell is absolutely delightful.
And I don't
Actually,
really
you don't
like
licorice
tea. I don't like
I
licorice.
just really thought that, but she loves the tea. My goodness.
It's also
Crazy stuff.
surprisingly sweet.
I am about to taste it now. Oh, my goodness. And by the way, I'm not even doing that deliberately. That...
It's very nice.
Oh, that is an absolute delight. Listeners, get yourself a Tea Pigs peppermint and licorice tea. You can experience this for yourself.
If you want a food pairing with it, I would suggest something like
goodness.
a roasted fennel and orange salad.
Yeah, I see you're spot on with that.
Yeah.
I don't like to drink whilst eating.
No.
I've never been, I'll just have water. But I think you're right. Actually, that is one thing where I could imagine making an exception. A fennel and orange salad. Wonderful work. Okay.
Perhaps with a little bit of feta on it.
What are you talking about, you idiot? No, I'm only joking. I just thought it'd be funny if I pretended, after congratulating you, to then have a go at you. Okay.
It's so funny, these interactions we have together,
Bit of
David.
feta, actually, because that would add
You
a
get a
lovely bit of
little
saltiness. Yeah, exactly.
And we have got some feta being delivered soon as well, so we could try that maybe.
Oh, so, listeners, you know what you can do. We're almost playing the role of tea sommelier. Yeah. Okay. People think, oh, you've already given it a sommelier, David. You told us about that. Oh,
I'm just looking at the pictures of your back.
Oh, I thought she was laughing at me, joke, listeners, but she's...
But also, because you've got these everyone's got these little back dimples. There's these little areas that have got no spikes at all, and then the rest of it is just red and looks like a dot to dot. I mean, that's a good shot, but there is a slight essence of
penis.
Penis and pubic hair, so we can't use that one.
You still can't use it. I just keep that on file. We'll maybe do a little auction for a lucky listener. You didn't win the lottery in one sense, Olivia, but my goodness. Things aren't over. And she's at an advantage because she can club together with her sisters. Okay.
Are we playing this clip?
Yeah. So, Olivia and Simon were talking about the football, which reminded me. So I was listening to the match yesterday. What a wonderful I think I have such a great relationship. I don't really watch football, obviously, as in literally not watch it because I can't see, but I don't really listen to football in terms of league matches.
No.
But I do when it comes to the England matches, and I don't really follow anything else with the World Cup either. But because a sighted person is watching it it fluctuates between ITV and BBC, I don't think they have the same relationship maybe with the commentary team. And because the commentators aren't doing as much. Whereas on the radio, I mean, it's always the same people, really. Or it's John Murray is doing a wonderful job on 5 Live. Absolute wonderful job. It becomes a little bit of a family experience in a way because you're watching it with this one person all the time. And so, unfortunately, a very likeable man. Wouldn't this be wonderful if John Murray is a listener to the David Eagle podcast? He's like... there's times where there's a bit of holes in my World Cup knowledge, David, and sometimes, I'll fall short and I'll not know a player's name, and that's because I can't give the World Cup my full attention because I'm listening to the David Eagle podcast and maybe thinking, bloody hell, I want to know more about that Le Creuset, Steve. And another reason why the BBC is so important, and I'm not just saying that because I'm doing 3 things to the BBC. tomorrow. Okay, so that reminded me of a little clip that we did put on social media a couple of years ago now, or maybe a few years ago, when England played Slovakia. When I'm watching the football, I didn't realise Ellie was videoing me, but Ellie was videoing my reaction as I was watching the football. There might even be some oh my goodnesses. I can't remember. I've not heard this for a few years. There might be a few oh my goodnesses. The other thing that I'll do is, you know how sighted people will cover their eyes and look through squint through their eyes. I do the same with my ears. I'll cover my ears if I don't want it. And I'll leave a little gap so I can hear just a little bit. So that's what you're going to hear now. You'll hear the 5 Live commentary and you will hear me reacting to the commentary and being surreptitiously videoed.
It is edited together as well, so that it's the exciting points of the game.
Attacking through the middle, bounces back to the centre. To the Favreau. Inside. Slovakia dominating possession.
Oh, by the way, we should pause.
You have put your hands over your ears already.
I can't remember what the score was at this point. Have a look at what that was, England-Slovakia, and how the match played out. Because we're talking near the end. We're certainly talking second half here.
So it was Euro 24. Oh, okay. So this is the final minutes, and it was Slovakia were leading 1-0 for almost the entire game. Harry Kane scored in the 91st minute.
Bloody hell.
And then Jude Bellingham scored in the 95th minute.
My goodness, we are right at the end of the game here.
Don't you dare! Don't you dare! Oh, surely now. 10 seconds, is it? He twirls his fist, that orange glove, to the England fans. Oh, it's not over yet, is it? And the referee's it is! Oh!
There
You
go.
in your dressing gown as well.
Well, listeners, that is on social media, but on the Facebook group, Ellie maybe can
I will probably pop that
put
in.
a little link in there so you can see that, as well as the photo of me on my back. Maybe do it Tuesday.
Yeah.
Do it Tuesday. Give people a chance to listen. We're going to have to crack on with stuff.
We are, because I'm going to have to make dinner for you to go for your gigs.
All listeners will be wondering what you're going to be making.
Well, we've got 2 options.
Okay.
We could have coddled egg, roasted cauliflower.
Coddled egg?
Yeah, so it's basically...
What does coddled mean?
Well, we'll get to that.
Okay.
And fragola shakshuka. So we could have that. So basically, you make the shakshuka.
What a wonderful phrase.
And then...
Fragola shakshuka. What a wonderful phrase.
Then you make a little hole in the sauce and put the egg in, and then it's basically sort of steamed and cooked in that sauce. So that's what the coddling is. Or we could have kedgeree. So either way,
I do like kedgeree.
we need to wrap this up in like the next 40 minutes so that I can make sure I can cook.
Okay, the thing is, if we got fish, we really need to be using the fish.
So let's use the fish. Okay, so
because we don't
kedgeree
want the fish to go off. So,
which means I need to nip to the shop to get some bay leaves.
okay, so we're gonna have to. Oh, you don't need bay leaves.
No, you do. Yeah, I need. It'll take me 10 minutes to go around the corner to
That's
get the
all
stuff.
right, but I've done kedgerees before. Did I use bay leaves?
It says it in the recipe that I'm using, and also we need them anyway. And I need to get
Of
the
course we need
tomato
bay-
puree.
We always need bay leaves.
Always need bay leaves, and we need the
Okay,
tomato
but there's
puree.
sometimes I hope we're getting this right. Otherwise, there's going to be some deaf person going Baileys in a kedgeree. I've never heard this
it's
before.
what you're cooking the fish in.
Excellent. Okay, so we're going to have to wrap this up, but we can't wrap it up before we've had the story of the Brain King. And we can't do the story of the Brain King until we've heard your feedback on the previous episode, which was an absolute epic. Over 10 minutes of the story of the Brain King. Fear not, Ellie. This one, it just comes under 3 minutes. We're only doing a quick story of the Brain King this week because it's been a very busy week. But before we get to that, what do we got, Ellie?
Claire says, love all the different voices, even when some, accidentally I'm sure, cross over and or merge a bit. I was also impressed with the use of colour in the first 2 episodes. You've been holding out on us all this time, David. She's then done a follow-up email with, I'm loving it. The more times I listen, the more I have to remind myself that you wrote it when you were 9. So stupid was quite the insult. Age 672 and 7 months. The months at the end are so important. And David, where was your brother? No mention of him so far. Looking forward to next week.
My brother?
Yeah, so in the story, did you start off with a brother in the first episode?
No, Maurice has got a brother called Harry.
I thought you also had a brother. But
maybe I do have a brother, I can't remember.
But maybe he'll come back later, or maybe you've just forgotten him.
I don't think... Yeah, because it's not me, obviously, Claire, it's Dan. So I am not myself here. This isn't a story that I'm going on. So I'm not entirely sure what you mean by my brother. Maybe you mean Maurice's brother, or maybe I did mention a brother. I can't remember. The thing is, you've listened to it more than I have, so do let me know.
Olivia says, loving the story of the Brain King so far. Crying, laughy, smiley emoji. Georgia also loves it, and if she doesn't reply this week, she's told me that she'd like to set it to music when it's finished.
That would be wonderful, Georgia. And can I also I cut your song short that we played on the podcast. I haven't actually done any more research into this, but Georgia seems to have done, I think, an album based on Harry Potter songs, maybe? I'm not...
Well, Olivia goes on to say she also gives permission for you to play Riddle TM songs on the podcast without fear of retribution. She holds the copyrights, and it's fine as long as you give her a credit.
The last thing I'm saying is, Georgia, the last thing I want is to be in prison. The cruel irony. Because then I'll get there and I'll be welcome. I won't be able to podcast, presumably, from prison. I won't have access to the internet.
It'll just be me.
But the irony is I'll be met by all these black market prisoners who, and like some prison warden said, David, I shouldn't say this, but we do have a bit of a system, and I do black market versions of the David Eagle podcast, and I'm greeted like a celebrity in the prison, and I can't do the David Eagle podcast, but what I do is I do the David Eagle podcast just for the prisoners, and then maybe someone records it, maybe the prison warden records it, and then when I'm finally allowed out of prison, there's a whole backlog of prison episodes for you there. Yeah. So there we go. Anyway.
She does write more about George's musical exploits, but maybe we'll come back to that later.
Is there much more from Olivia?
Well, there's the rest
Is
of
there
the
enough for a
email.
theme tune?
Yeah.
All right, so we'll end with Olivia's email, but before that, it's time for the story of the Brain King. I'm going to do a very quick recap. We're on a bit of an adventure, along with a character called Hairy Toe and the Time Doctor. By we, I mean myself, Dan, and Marisa. We are aged about 9. Incidentally, it was also when I wrote this story at the age of 9. And we are trying to rescue my parents and Marisa's brother, Harry, who have gone on holiday together. They were playing on a computer game in the amusements park, and unfortunately, due to an electronic mist, were sucked into the machine. The only way that we can rescue them so far, apparently, is by following Hairy Toe, who is seemingly trying to take us to somewhere where we can rescue Harry and my parents, but I'm not entirely sure why. The last thing that we did is we met up with the Time Doctor, which was intentional, but for some strange reason, Hairy Toe and the Time Doctor, rather than just... Basically, there was a very odd argument between the Time Doctor and Hairy Toe. A dragon then appeared, and the Time Doctor fought the dragon with words. And very much the dragon and the Time Doctor just dealt with each other by calling each other stupid fools. I'm not a stupid fool, you're a stupid fool. This made the dragon angry. He then set fire to the hill and to the cave, and we decided to escape the dragon. So we are now fleeing the dragon. That's where you left us. By the way, that 10-minute episode there did not explain what the Time Doctor is actually doing, why the Time Doctor is meant to be, he's got involved. The Time Doctor, I don't think, has really showed any kind of promise so far.
Nope.
He's just had an argument with the dragon and just taunted the dragon. I mean, arguably, if he hadn't taunted the dragon, we might have been friends with the dragon. It might have been absolutely fine. So we don't really know who the real enemy is, but the Time Doctor has made an enemy of the dragon for no particular reason. But we still don't know how this has brought us any closer to rescuing Harry and my parents. That hasn't been explained. We also don't know who the enemy is as well, apart from the dragon who's now angry with us. That previous episode did not explain any of that. Spoiler alert, this next episode does not explain any of that. It's very odd.
Excellent.
So what we'll do, partly for time, but also because I was thinking of doing it this way, because it's only about a 3-minute episode,
Yeah.
I thought what we could do is we'd just listen to it all the way through,
And then
then
comment
we'll
afterwards.
give our comments afterwards.
Yeah.
The Story of the Brain King by D.A. Eagle. Chapter 5. The Leaving of the Time Doctor. Now we must move on, said the Time Doctor later. I know you haven't had much rest, but we can rest more easier in the daylight, and the sooner we move on, the safer we are, and it is also better. So, let us now go on. So we did. We took the upper path and walked up. I had no clue as to where we would be going. We were walking up a path and through a wood, over a field, into the stone mountain. Now we can rest, said the Time Doctor. At last, I flung myself onto a pile of sand and slept. Marisa slept beside me, and Hairy Toe and the Time Doctor talked for a while by a small fire. The dragon should not catch us now, said the Time Doctor. I don't think, at least. Hairy Toe said,
I hope not. Though it might come yet. It would take a long time to fly here.
If you want to know what happened to the dragon, then here you go. The dragon, feeling tired, followed the Time Doctor and us as far as the stile that we climbed over about a mile away from the mountain's beginning, which was where we were sleeping, and where the Time Doctor and Hairy Toe talked and then slept by us. The next morning, the dragon got up and guessed as good as he could that we were going to the mountains and followed us. But we were up at dawn, and we made an early start and began up the mountain, climbing on and on. The view was getting better, but still we could not see the dragon. It was only at noon when Marisa gave a cry. The dragon! The Time Doctor looked and said, Yes, it is the dragon, about a mile behind, I think, but I'm not sure that the dragon saw us. We will take a secret passage to confuse the dragon. We took the secret passage. We could hear the dragon's footsteps above us, getting closer. We reached the opening where the top of the mountain was. We could feel the air from the mountain above us, and we could hear the dragon's footsteps directly above us. Then the Time Doctor spoke while we were eating dinner. I must leave you now. But why? I asked. Because I need to go and have words with the dragon. So you better go quick, because I will open the mountain, and then, if you are not gone, you will explode. Hairy Toe, you are now their guide. Farewell, said the Time Doctor, and then he climbed out of the secret passage onto the mountain and was out of sight.
I can't quite understand the landscape that we're dealing with. Out of the cave, through a wood, onto a field, into the stone mountain. It's quite an odd landscape, that, isn't it? And then we flew ourselves on a pile of sand. So I don't quite know what kind of a landscape that we're dealing with here. I like the fact that how uncertain the Time Doctor is. You know, the name at the Time Doctor, you'd have thought he'd be a bit more sure of himself, but he's not. He's like, I don't think the dragon will know where we are. At least, I don't think he will. I hope he won't.
He might have seen us, then again, might not have done.
I don't know, really. You know, he starts out quite confident, and then I'm not sure. But I like the fact that the dragon followed us some of the way. He then thought, right, I've got them in my sights. I also like the fact that I say, if you would like to know what happened to the dragon, well, here you go. There you go. It's very odd. But I love the fact that the dragon presumably followed us, saw that we were there, and then rather than attacking us, decided to have a little bit of a sleep.
Yeah.
First. And then I like the fact that rather than the dragon getting up when we got up, the dragon decided to have a lie-in.
Yeah.
He's like, the dragon, we got up at dawn. So by the time the dragon had got up, we were gone. So the dragon's just like, right, I'm not going to set an alarm for this. I'll just set off when I want. So now the dragon's lost us, although the dragon hasn't lost us because he's obviously followed us. I don't know whether the dragon was meant to be the main enemy or if we've just made an enemy of the dragon. We've just caused ourselves more problems. Yeah. And then I like the fact that the Time Doctor says, right, I must go up and have words with the dragon. He's like, oh yeah, because that did you very well last time. If you don't go up, then when I open the mountain, you will explode. I don't know why, what the story is there. So anyway, we'll see what happens next week on The Story of the Brain King with Chapter 6, The First Friend.
Whoa.
going to conclude things with the rest of Olivia's email.
And the rest of Claire's email.
Oh, Claire, I hope you don't mind that we are lumping you in with Olivia.
Whoever was mauling the US
Is
anthem...
this Claire or Olivia?
This is Claire. Whoever was mauling the US national anthem needs something doing to her. Firing squad, perhaps. It's like maybe a bit harsh on Fergie.
I don't know.
It was quite bad.
Start with the lady lumps. That's the target.
I've also finally managed to listen to David on the Muddler podcast. I now understand why they're friends. It's 6 of one and 2 times 3 of the other. They're both nuts, laughy emojis.
Yeah, I mean, that was very odd. I didn't really get any kind of warning as to what was actually happening. I'd done a gig in London the night before. It was quite a busy night, and then finally got to sleep. Matthew woke me up. I had to be out of the house rather early, but he was quite keen that I did this thing. And so I'm not even sure if I had a coffee at this point. I hadn't had a lot of sleep. And then the next thing I know, I'm upstairs in his bedroom doing this recording, and Matthew's just throwing things at me that I was not expecting. I didn't quite understand where we were going with it, what we were meant to be doing, and I essentially just had to try and improvise with a very sleep-addled, uncaffeinated brain. So that's what you're receiving, listeners, when you listen to that particular episode of Matthew Crampton's The Big Muddler podcast. I don't know how well that's doing with the prisoners.
Olivia says, "Hi David and Ellie, love the podcast this week, although I feel I may have hijacked it somewhat again, sorry."
Well, you're not hijacking it, Olivia.
Never apologise. We could always cut it out.
Yeah. No, we do with Trisha.
Yeah.
Never. She emails every single week. Never hear from her, do you?
No.
If you're going to keep up that racism, we're going to have it on the book.
Yeah, I use the phrase "it is what it is" quite a lot. It's a bit of a despairing phrase that I tend to use when I've given up on all other options. Sort of like I'm telling my brain to come to terms with the situation and just deal with it. Another similar phrase I use a lot is "it's so long as it is broad." I've used it for years, never bothering to
Never
question...
seen a photo of you, Olivia.
Never bothering
You haven't
to...
seen my penis, have you? Have you leaked that out to the internet?
Never bothering to question anything about it. Then last year I said it, and the person I was speaking to said, "Isn't it as broad as it is long?" And a cursory Google search showed I'd been
3
saying...
and 2 6s.
A cursory Google search showed I'd been saying
Actually,
it...
it doesn't work 3 and 2 6s, does it? 2 3s and a 6. Anyway. Continue.
I'd been saying it wrong for years. Still, in my view, it is as long as it is broad. 2 emojis, cry with laughter emoji, Roly Cryly emoji, and then
Oh, Roly Cryly. Haven't heard from him for a while.
In the photo on the Facebook group, I'm in the middle in the red/pink kabaya. Vic is on the left. And Georgia is on the right. Well, maybe we'll get to that.
Okay.
Vic is on the left and Georgia's on the right. Ellie was right. It's traditional dress, but it's Malaysian, not Indonesian. Our mum is Malaysian, and at family gatherings, we wear the traditional Malaysian Nyonya Kebaya. Sorry if I've said that wrong. My Malaysian cousin was getting married in Bali, and she asked me to be the celebrant. Amazed and very grateful to have been asked, and it was a fabulous trip. And then that's a smiley face with hearts and a heart.
If only we knew. Are you an official sort of ordained? Not ordained, I don't think is the right word. Are you officially... Actually, you can be... Yeah, are you an official celebrant, Olivia? How does that work? Or are the rules a bit more lapsed in Bali, perhaps? That's why you went there, for a bit of sort of off-the-counter service.
Fergie murdering the Star-Spangled Banner was one of the worst things I've heard all year. Emoji, gritted teeth emoji. I'm glad you enjoyed
That's Olivia doing the impression of the stylophone solo, which we took out of Fergie's thing. She got on the stylophone, which made it even worse.
I'm glad you enjoyed our little...
stylophone or styrophone?
Stylophone.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's a stylus.
Of course, I'm thinking a styrofoam cup.
Yes.
Oh, you'd be absolutely livid. I ordered a stylophone. Oh, I'm going to play this. Oh, the hell.
Until next week, Olivia, kiss, kiss.
Ah, thank you, Olivia.
Nothing from Steve on the email this week.
Well, he put stuff about his Creuset.
That's true.
He did things on Facebook, and to be honest, he's probably now mourning the Creuset situation. I mean, imagine that when you think that you're going to have sold your Creuset, you put it on the Facebook group. You put it on the Facebook group, and then it's gone. In a moment, the rug is pulled beneath your feet. So, right.
I need to get cooking, mate.
Yeah, Ellie's going to get cooking. Oh, talking of which, Olivia, is there a particular Malaysian dish that we should be trying?
Oh, yeah.
Do you recommend a Malaysian dish?
What do we normally have? We have the, when we go to the Malaysian restaurant, we have the satay chicken, and then we've had the rendang curry.
There you go.
Yeah, it's very tasty.
Wonderful. But do give us a recipe, Olivia. And do you ever do a Malaysian pancake? because we know you like your pancakes. Okay, listeners, we're going to have to leave it there because I've got to edit all this. Got to remember to take out Trisha.
Yeah.
Again, I don't know why I even read her emails
No,
out.
I shouldn't read them.
Bloody hell, it took half an hour. We're not even going to use it.
It's quite awkward, the words that she makes me say.
Exactly. Anyway, thank you very much for listening. We'll be back next week with more Brain King and who knows what else.
Maybe we'll have done a walk, or you'll have done the
I'll be
washing up.
back out doing the dishes. Back out doing the dishes.
We couldn't really do the walks this week because it's been so
It's
hot.
so hot, but I'll be back out, and I've been in school all the days. I'll be back out with a walk. We'll do a dishwashing podcast segment and part 5 of the story of the Brain King and all sorts of other stuff as well. But until then, from me, David Eagle.
And me, Ellie Eagle Skinner.
God, she sounds absolutely fatigued.
I am quite tired.
What you need is some spikes in you. Okay.
Oh, God.
Goodbye.
Bye.